and then he just needs a beat down, needs humbling. Instead of eating cheeseburgers, I'm going to feed him some humble pie.
It's something that we took very seriously and something that a lot of work has gone into, and obviously it hasn't been resolved. And
alright, so this story just broke and it's completely insane. Anthony Joshua actually went ahead and filed legitimate legal documents against Jake Paul because of this crash mess. The entire boxing world is going crazy because nobody saw AJ making this kind of move, but that's exactly what happened. Joshua is basically saying he's done with all the reckless stunts and attention-grabbing behavior that keeps getting worse. This dude puts his life on the line every single fight while Paul just skates through everything without facing any real heat. This is what real responsibility looks like in combat sports. We're talking about actual legal proceedings here, not some social media feud or online drama. This is heavyweight business that proves Joshua isn't playing games with people who treat his profession like some YouTube experiment.
Oh, he's this, he's that, he's that. I said, but what are you worrying about what someone else has done? What have you done as a fighter to kind of boost your ego up?
Eddie Hearn just backed up that everything checks out, which is huge because it proves AJ is going through legitimate legal routes instead of just running his mouth online like everybody else. This isn't some publicity grab or follower chase. It's about genuine accountability and making sure there are real repercussions when someone's dangerous actions threaten lives. The Paul camp keeps banking off chaos and scandals, acting like serious incidents are just another chance to go viral. Meanwhile, Anthony Joshua is working through the actual system to ensure justice happens, which demonstrates that true professionalism extends far beyond what goes down in that ring. This draws the line between authentic champions and social media stars playing costume party, and honestly, the contrast couldn't be clearer.
Paying attention.
and he wouldn't do so. So we filed a lawsuit against him, and we'll leave it in the hands of the lawyers.
Everything comes back to the absolute chaos that Jake Paul drags with him wherever he shows up. Now Paul's gonna learn that Anthony Joshua doesn't mess around with games or petty internet fights. Going the legal route is AJ's method of establishing boundaries for good, showing the massive difference between real champions who earned their position through decades of hard work and internet celebrities who think cash can purchase them credibility in boxing. This wake-up call has been building for Paul, and it's coming from someone who actually commands respect in the fighting community. The fact that Joshua picked legal proceedings over social media battles demonstrates a level of maturity that should make everyone take notice of what's actually happening.
I'm not even arsed, man. I can't be arsed with this bullshit anymore, this clown world. It's a joke shop. It's just a big fucking... It's just a...
This entire situation is absolutely ridiculous. Logan Paul keeps attempting to joke about it, but his comedy act just highlights how dangerous and irresponsible Jake Paul has been with his whole approach, and the destructive chaos he creates around himself. Anthony Joshua barely made it through what could have been a deadly incident that occurred because of all the mayhem and negligence connected to Paul's actions, and the hazardous situations these people manufacture for content and subscribers. The Paul team keeps laughing and goofing around, treating everything like it's just entertainment for their platforms. Anthony Joshua confronts actual life-threatening scenarios that could have ended his career or worse. This legal move is long overdue, and it's showing everyone that choices have serious outcomes and that people who approach boxing like a reality show will finally pay for the damage they've created. The days of coasting on millions of fans while acting irresponsible are finished, at least when it comes to Joshua's tolerance.
It is, what was it, about an hour ago, so I guess everything's calmed down a little bit. I thought it was a bitch move, if I'm honest, because anytime an attack like that is like premeditated.
Eddie Hearn exposes the intentional recklessness that's been fueling Jake Paul's actions this whole time, and when you really look at it, the behavior becomes obvious. Anthony Joshua didn't just have bad luck with some random incident that could happen to anyone. He survived something that was basically created by the hazardous chaos and destructive atmosphere that Paul purposely builds and keeps amplifying. This shows the fundamental difference between real fighters who honor what they do and grasp the dangers versus internet stars who view boxing as just another opportunity for viral content and engagement metrics. Joshua's legal move proves he has the maturity and responsibility that Jake Paul has never demonstrated once in his entire career. Jake Paul is about to get schooled the hard way now that attorneys are handling it, and he can't just dismiss it with some clever video comeback. People can finally see past all the fake drama and recognize why Anthony Joshua earns total respect, not just as a fighter, but as someone who handles responsibility seriously and refuses to tolerate recklessness that puts lives at risk.
As AJ said, and everybody knows, he's not a real boxer. There's levels to this game, and he was way out of his level, way out of his depth.
Duke McKenzie tears apart Jake Paul's flaws perfectly, cutting through all the promotional nonsense and marketing garbage to expose what's really going down. Anthony Joshua survives something that legitimately could have been fatal, while Paul remains basically a content creator pretending to be a boxer, throwing cash and publicity around to fake the respect he never actually gained through genuine competition. This incident exposes the real cost of being reckless, and what happens when people think boxing is just entertainment, without understanding the legitimate dangers involved. Anthony Joshua demonstrates that authentic fighters face real repercussions and recognize how serious their choices are, while Paul profits off manufactured chaos and social media celebrity without ever confronting genuine accountability. The legal battle will prove to him that acting dangerous and actually being a legitimate fighter are totally different things, and it's going to check his arrogance in ways that online beef or YouTube drama never could. This is truth finally catching up with someone who's been avoiding it far too long.
He didn't do anything for his career, for his bank account, everything, for his development. I don't think he did anything for his development because he didn't have somebody in front of him that wanted to test his development.
Johnny Nelson exposes the complete emptiness of Jake Paul's career strategy and promotional schemes. While Joshua faced genuine survival situations that changed everything, Paul gets nothing but ego boosts and social media attention from his manufactured controversies and carefully selected opponents, while real fighters risk it all every time they step through those ropes. The crash wasn't some random accident that appeared out of thin air. It was directly caused by the reckless chaos and hazardous environment that Paul intentionally creates for publicity and content production. Anthony Joshua is showing exactly how to manage this correctly with professionalism, accountability, and genuine legal proceedings, instead of just trading insults on social platforms or dropping distractions. People now obviously see who actually honors boxing and approaches it with real seriousness, and who treats it like a sideshow or reality program designed for views and controversy. The Paul brothers' entire entertainment routine and their whole method to boxing finally confronts genuine consequences, and it's absolutely time someone with Joshua's reputation and authenticity held them accountable for it.
I mean,
that's bonkers. Thank God he didn't have a seatbelt on. I never say that. Thank God he didn't have a fucking seatbelt on, because if he did,
there's no way.
He would be dead.
Joe Rogan discusses just how close Anthony Joshua actually came to losing his life in this entire disaster. When you learn what really happened, it's genuinely horrifying to think about what could have gone wrong. This wasn't just random chance or perfect timing that saved him. It was the outcome of chaos and negligence that Jake Paul directly contributed to through his actions and the toxic atmosphere he creates. Paul's behavior and his entire boxing method endangered real lives while he sits back laughing and collecting his money, treating everything like just another segment in his ongoing content series. Anthony Joshua overcame serious danger, and now he's pursuing real justice through legal means, proving to everyone that responsibility actually matters and there are limits to what conduct gets tolerated. The lawsuit isn't just about getting compensation or money back. It's a powerful statement that reckless actions, celebrity chasing, and fake toughness in boxing won't be accepted anymore by people who actually care about preserving the sport's integrity. This is Joshua establishing his boundaries and telling the circus mentality that's been growing around boxing, thanks to social media personalities treating it like content that enough is enough.
They're hustlers. They're just trying to be smart. So for AJ, this is about AJ, how he deals with it. He's got to stay focused, on point. Respect Jake Paul as though he's on the same level as him.
Johnny Nelson gets it exactly right when he explains that everyone who knows legitimate boxing understands that Anthony Joshua operates on a totally different plane than Jake Paul. Jake Paul gets promoted by his own hype and his follower base who don't understand anything about real boxing, not by genuine talent, preparation, or legitimate victories against quality opposition. The Paul brothers profit from celebrity and manufactured chaos, but authentic boxing has always been about discipline, dedication, years of preparation, and facing real consequences, qualities that Anthony Joshua demonstrates every single day of his profession. Pursuing legal action demonstrates that Joshua refuses to tolerate recklessness and dangerous conduct anymore, establishing a clear boundary that can't be violated without facing the consequences. People obviously understand now who actually earns respect in this sport, a champion who survives genuine danger and actively defends his reputation, and the sport's credibility versus an internet performer profiting off drama and manufactured scandal. The Paul brothers are finally being forced to confront the reality of their choices and what occurs when you approach boxing like just another social media platform. Anthony Joshua's response is powerful, justified, and completely decisive in a way that can't be dismissed or brushed aside.
We don't know. As with all these things, there's always a grey area, isn't there? But, you know...
Adam Smith explains that some boxing controversies and promotional strategies operate in questionable territory, but Anthony Joshua makes it absolutely clear that certain actions cross every boundary completely, and Jake Paul's negligence did exactly that, without question. This legal proceeding isn't about some debatable incident or personal view of what occurred. It's about obvious responsibility for choices that put lives in danger. Legal systems are finally recognizing the difference between a legitimate fighter who achieved everything through years of dedication and a fame-seeking amateur who purchased his way into boxing with YouTube money and social media popularity. Joshua survived genuine danger, while Paul probably laughed about it and planned how to profit off the scandal, and now he's proving to everyone that choices have serious repercussions that extend far beyond social media controversy. This delivers a clear message that arrogance and chaos don't escape punishment when actual lives are threatened, and when someone with Joshua's reputation decides to act, the impact is undeniable. Anthony Joshua proves that integrity and responsibility defeat fake toughness every time, and that there's a massive difference between being famous and being respected in the boxing community.
What happened, obviously it's a tragic incident. 2 people have lost their lives. It's a horrific moment. I thought the reporting of it yesterday, I've read and obviously got in contact with his management team straight away. I thought the reporting of it was responsible, not speculative.
Gareth Davies discusses the seriousness of this incident and the responsible coverage that shows how dangerous what Anthony Joshua experienced really was. Unlike the Paul brothers, who thrive on exaggeration, manufactured drama and chaos that they create for clicks and engagement, Joshua confronted real loss and genuine danger that could have permanently destroyed his life or career. The contrast between these two approaches to boxing couldn't be more clear if someone designed it that way. One side respects life, truth, and how serious this profession is, while the other exploits every incident for content, views, and social media attention without caring about repercussions. Pursuing legal action reinforces that responsibility matters and delivers an unmistakable message that dangerous behavior in boxing has real consequences beyond negative coverage or social media criticism. Now, people recognize Joshua as a champion in every way possible, both inside the ring and outside it. Someone who manages tragedy with integrity, dignity, and appropriate legal response, while others profit from chaos without ever confronting real responsibility for the harm they caused.
In AJ's life. And it's so crazy to think that over a week and a half ago, he was on top of the world. Apparently he'd pocketed $92 million from his Jake Paul fight. The American audience was in love with him. His star was bigger than ever. And then just yesterday, we see footage like this of AJ being pulled from the wreckage in a situation where if he'd just sat on the other side of the car, they wouldn't have been pulling him out alive. There's no...
The incident highlights the enormous difference between celebrity and actual survival, between social media fame and real-world repercussions that can't be resolved with clever PR. Anthony Joshua went from earning huge money and dominating everything to literally fighting for his life, all because of the negligence surrounding the Paul brothers and the hazardous chaos they manufacture. Jake Paul benefits from attention, promotional opportunities, and social media buzz. Joshua confronts consequences that Paul can't even imagine because he's never experienced anything close to this serious. This situation reveals who truly confronts danger in boxing and who actually gains respect through their choices and character, not just through promotional gimmicks and social media followers. Pursuing legal action demonstrates that Joshua holds people accountable for their actions, showing everyone that genuine champions protect their lives and reputation with more than just tough words and Instagram content. The Paul brothers profit off spectacle and created controversy, but Joshua succeeds through discipline, bravery, and justice, pursuing real action through appropriate channels. Everyone clearly understands now the difference between manufactured toughness and authentic fighter mentality, between someone performing a role for content and someone who actually lives the reality of a professional athlete with all its dangers and responsibilities.
To really be there for them and the family, anything they need. You know, sometimes when someone is a star, they have a lot of things in their life taken care of for them. So you really have to move into that mode in this situation as well. Make sure obviously they're getting the best medical attention, make sure their family are safe and happy.
Eddie Hearn highlights Anthony Joshua's character and sense of responsibility, which really sets him apart in this whole situation. Unlike Jake Paul, who profits off celebrity and chaos while treating everything like material for his next V, Joshua ensures that people affected by tragedy receive properly supported and protected in meaningful ways. This transcends boxing or promotional games. It's about character, integrity, and accountability in action, revealing who someone truly is when situations get critical. The legal proceeding proves that being negligent has repercussions that extend beyond social media hate or negative publicity. There are actual legal and financial consequences for creating hazardous situations. People view Joshua as a true champion who values people over publicity and substance over social media engagement. Someone who acts when it matters instead of just talking. The Paul brothers' antics get revealed as shallow and meaningless, while Joshua proves that real strength comes from courage, compassion, and ensuring justice actually occurs, both in the ring where he competes and in life where he has to handle the aftermath from other people's reckless behavior.
This is an unbelievable loss. Sinna and Latif are two incredible people who are not only part of AJ's team, but also friends. My sincere condolences to their families, loved ones, and everyone who knew them. Anthony Joshua, wishing you a speedy recovery. Stay strong, champion.
The devastating human impact behind Anthony Joshua's recent situation becomes even more significant when you truly grasp what happened. Two close friends who were part of his circle lost their lives in this disaster, and Joshua survived against horrible odds when things could have easily gone the other direction. This emphasizes the genuine dangers that Jake Paul's reckless choices indirectly created through the chaos and toxic environment he builds. Dangers that extend far beyond hurt pride or social media conflict. While the Paul brothers profit off attention, chaos, and celebrity, treating everything like just another opportunity for content and engagement, Joshua confronts life and death realities with dignity and bravery that most people couldn't manage under that kind of pressure. Pursuing legal action is a courageous decision that not only protects his reputation and career, but delivers a powerful message that reckless choices have real repercussions that harm real people. People now understand the difference between a true champion who values life, loyalty, and accountability above everything else, and internet celebrities who profit from drama without ever confronting the real-world consequences of their behavior and the chaos they manufacture. Anthony Joshua's strength and leadership shine through every statement he makes and every decision he takes, proving why he's respected not just as a fighter but as a person. Responsible coverage on Anthony Joshua's accident shows how close he actually came to serious injury, including potential brain damage that could have ended his career and altered his life permanently. This isn't some boxing narrative manufactured for promotion or social media engagement. It's reality, and it was worsened by the reckless chaos that Jake Paul feeds off and intentionally manufactures for publicity. The Paul brothers profit from mayhem, content, and viral moments, treating everything as material, while someone's life literally hung in the balance. Anthony Joshua's survival demonstrates his courage, awareness, and discipline, contrasting sharply with the manufactured toughness of the Paul brothers, who've never confronted anything remotely this serious. Pursuing legal action proves that Joshua won't allow recklessness to go unpunished or unchallenged, demonstrating to everyone that accountability matters as much as skill in the ring, maybe even more. This accident has made people appreciate Joshua's strength outside the ring as well, showing how he manages grief, loss, and legal proceedings while maintaining the professionalism and dignity that most people couldn't sustain. The Paul brothers are finally confronting the consequences of their negligence in the dangerous environment they've created, and they're learning that some people won't just ignore things to avoid conflict.
A little bit days water, he could get seriously hurt. I don't believe Josh would have. I believe Josh might have some.
Tony Bellew captures the gravity of what Anthony Joshua endured during this entire nightmare. Being near serious injury for days isn't a publicity stunt or promotional scheme. It's genuinely life-threatening, something that Jake Paul's reckless behavior indirectly created through his choices and the chaos he manufactures. While the Paul brothers focus on ego hype and social media celebrity treating boxing like just another platform for creating content, Anthony Joshua handles genuine danger with courage and composure that comes from years of professional experience and authentic character. His compassion, toughness, and clarity under pressure separates him from fame-chasing entertainers who've never faced real consequences for their choices. Pursuing legal action ensures that responsibility gets enforced and that there are actual repercussions for creating dangerous situations, proving that Joshua is serious about accountability. People have now witnessed the stark contrast. A true champion faces consequences directly and values life and integrity above social media numbers and engagement, while the Paul brothers exploit situations for celebrity without any real accountability or understanding of the damage they cause. Joshua's strength outside the ring matches his power inside it, and this incident will define his legacy as a fighter who commands respect beyond boxing, someone who stands up for what's right regardless of the consequences or criticism.